Eating early enough, while consuming a consistent, balanced diet, can help you lose weight. Sitting down for a meal at specifically scheduled times isn't always easy, especially when life gets particularly busy. However, it's important to be mindful of when you eat in order to ensure that your body remains as healthy as possible. In fact, science continues to show us that the timing of our meals can impact our weight loss goals, and specifically that eating later in the evening can make it more difficult to lose weight. For example, in one small 20-person study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, it was found that those who ate dinner at 9 p.m. versus those who ate at 6 p.m. had higher levels of blood sugar the next morning, along with less fat oxidation. Another study, published in Nutrients, found that eating later in the evening may impact your weight loss because your body's ability to burn calories may be lower at night than it is throughout the rest of the day. On top of this previous research, a new study also just found that eating later in the day may impact your metabolism and hunger hormones, which in turn can affect weight loss. Read on to learn more about the effects that eating late has on your ability to lose weight. Then, make sure to check out 7 healthy foods for you that are actually worse than candy. In the new study that was published in Cell Metabolism, investigators from Brigham and Women's Hospital conducted a randomized, controlled, crossover trial that took a look at the effect that eating later had on hunger, as well as weight gain and loss. They found that eating later increased hunger while also reducing the amount of energy that was used while awake. In fact, per Medscape, eating 4 hours later than you might normally affects the level of your appetite and the rate that you burn calories, as well as fat storage and potential weight loss. The timing of meals is one of the important factors in weight management. Catherine Gervasio, registered dietitian with Living Fit, tells eat this, not that. The findings in this study show how important it is to maintain a steady rate of metabolism by consistently eating at regular intervals. As opposed to the rising popularity of diet fasting, a regular meal interval of 3 to 4 hours is still ideal to keep the blood sugar consistent at its normal levels, and the metabolism at a steady rate. Eating later, as evidenced in the study, affects the supposed natural function of the body's hormones, Gervasio says. Specifically, the hormones ghrelin and leptin. When it comes to the first, Gervasio explains that ghrelin is popularly known as the hunger hormone because it stimulates appetite. Because of that, when the stomach is empty, ghrelin levels increase. Gervasio points out that this resonates with the study's findings in which eating later may contribute to increased hunger and appetite and may lead to weight gain. Leptin, on the other hand, is responsible for the feeling of fullness, Gervasio says. The study states that eating later decreases leptin levels, which means the feeling of fullness decreases. When this happens, the body may naturally crave more food in a shorter time. Finally, Gervasio tells us, each person has a different rate of metabolism. Therefore, every person needs a different daily caloric intake and macronutrient ratio. Aside from proper timing of meals, the best way to lose weight, or to prevent the risk of obesity, is to eat a well-balanced diet at regular, consistent intervals. The watching, interacting, and participation of any kind with anything on this page does not constitute or initiate a doctor-patient relationship with verypudic.com. None of the statements here have been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, FDA. The products of verypudic.com are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The information being provided should only be considered for education and entertainment purposes only. If you feel that anything you see or hear may be of value to you on this page or on any other medium of any kind associated with, showing, or quoting anything relating to verypudic.com in any way at any time, you are encouraged to and agree to consult with a licensed healthcare professional in your area to discuss it. If you feel that you're having a healthcare emergency, seek medical attention immediately. The views expressed here are simply either the views and opinions of verypudic.com, others appearing and are protected under the First Amendment. verypudic.com promotes evidence-based natural approaches to health, which means integrating her individual scientific and clinical expertise with the best available external clinical evidence from systematic research. By individual clinical expertise, I refer to the proficiency and judgment that individual clinicians acquire through clinical experience and clinical practice. Verypudic.com does not make any representation or warranties with respect to the accuracy, applicability, fitness, or completeness of any multimedia content provided. Verypudic.com does not warrant the performance, effectiveness, or applicability of any sites listed, linked, or referenced to, in, or by any multimedia content. To be clear, the multimedia content is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health providers with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have read or seen in any website, video, image, or media of any kind. Verypudic.com hereby disclaims any and all liability to any party for any direct, indirect, implied, punitive, special, incidental, or other consequential damages arising directly or indirectly from any use of the content, which is provided as is, and without warranties.